Some of my main influences came from all over the place. Of course, I was heavily Midwest influenced by like Bone and Twister, but then there was also like Scarface and a lot of cats from the West Coast, of course, Dre. But then I started to get involved in the local music. And come to find out, I lived down the street from one of the greatest rappers in the fucking world, Tech N9ne, you know what I mean? Once I started listening to his music and got more involved in that, it influenced me to probably go after the chopping style a little bit more, you know what I mean? Even though Bone and Twister had a big part of that, you know what I mean? Being so close to Tech N9ne kind of, you know what I mean? They kind of just pulled me towards that or whatever, you know? Yeah. The Popper, Veteran Click, it's a lot of local cats that really influenced me, man, and kept me going with the shit. And now I'm working with all of them, so it's crazy. The first time I met Tech N9ne, I think I was in the middle of the street playing basketball, and him and Big Scoob came through. Big Scoob was in the big-ass Suburban. They were like, get your ass out the street. And the homie was like, yo, that's Tech N9ne, that's yada yada. Like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Because I had already started to learn about what they were doing down there, you know what I mean? So yeah, first time I met him, he told me to get the fuck out the street. But yeah, that was that. I was in Kansas City, 56 and Highland. Yeah, I reconnected with Tech after the neighborhood days. Just in the middle, you know, he would always see us in the streets. We would always run into him and stuff like that. But he heard about our group, B.Hood, but he didn't know it was us. So when he found out it was us through one of my homies, Lil Vonzel, he was like, what the fuck? I gotta, you know what I'm saying? B.Hood, I see y'all repping the blood neighborhood and all this other stuff. And he was like, nah, man, it ain't nothing like that, you know what I mean? It's brotherhood, it stands for brotherhood, you know what I mean? We ain't out here banging, it ain't nothing like that. Then he would just bring us to the studio. I would always rap for him. He would always, you know, listen to what we were doing. Then 2010, he actually gave me an opportunity to be on a record which was Far Out. And that was on the Ollie Gates mixplate, the first record I did with him, and that was the beginning. Then the following year, I did the Worldwide Choppers joint. What you can expect from me, man, here in the near future is this first Strange album. You can expect some singles and videos coming up here. More tours, of course. You know how Strange does it. I'll be on the road a whole lot. I like working with a lot of artists too, so once I start to get my feet wet in the game a little bit, I'm definitely gonna be reaching out to a lot of people. 3 underrated rappers. Let me start off with this one, J-Rock. I think J-Rock is one of the most underrated MCs out there. He's one of my favorite artists to listen to. His last CD was probably one of my favorites to come out in a long time. My homie Joey Cool. Joey Cool is one of the most underrated artists out here, up and coming MCs. He's like my ace, my sidekick, you know what I mean? He's his own entity, of course, but it's like my running mate right now. Super dope MC, making his way up. And Cess Crew. I feel like Cess Crew, they're like 1 for my 3, you know what I mean? Cess Crew is the most underrated crew in hip hop, if you ask me. Super creative, talented lyricist.
They did the show, this is when they formed Strange Music. This particular show, and I was a high school kid on that show, you dig what I'm saying? And I was supposed to have left 2 weeks later to went and turn myself in to go play ball. And I was like, fuck it.
So we get out the car, keep in mind our car wasn't on the road anymore, it was in the ditch. And we look over, we see dude's car, and I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm fucking pissed. I think I have socks. I don't remember what the fuck, because we were just comfortable. It was a car. Like, one minute we were warm as fuck, and then the next minute it was cold, bloody, shits, glasses everywhere.
To me, I consider myself a very personal rapper, so there's a ton of them, to be honest, that really hit home. But I would say the intro to The Life and Times of Johnny Valiant is very, very real, because I talk about writer's block and disappointing fans.
There's like 4 or 5 cops pull up to this gas station, and one of our guys who's on the tour is coming out of the gas station, sees the driver, and he's like, hey, what's up? You know, what's going on? What's the deal? Is everything all right? Somebody messing with you? Because we had been really cool with her. We had never had any beef with her. She's like, excuse me, I'm talking to the police right now. And it was like, oh, snap, okay, like, hold up.